Hey everybody. So I'd said before in past videos that I wanted to start getting into survival gear testing. So I thought to myself, if I'm going to start testing survival gear, which one should be the first one I go with? And I thought, well, let's kind of go big or go home, I guess. So here we have the LifeStraw. Now, I've never personally used one. I ordered this one from Amazon. It was actually on sale when I ordered it, because I got it during Prime Week, I think. And, I was always kind of curious about these things. I always thought they looked pretty good. And, if it works the way it's supposed to, it should be able to filter any water and make it, safe to drink. Now, when we say the word any water, I would just like to clarify, and this is for like my own personal opinion, or just kind of my own personal opinion. You probably don't want to drink water straight from a tire. Even with this LifeStraw, I still imagine that would not be great for you. So, I live in the Appalachian Mountains, and it's a mountain range that runs from like Pennsylvania, maybe a little into New York, all the way down through like West Virginia and stuff like that. And, these are very dense kind of pine foresty mountain ranges. Now, what I'm bringing up here is I wanted to clarify, I am not in a desert. If I'm going to find myself lost in the wilderness, it's going to be in these kinds of wilderness, most likely. So, what I would strongly suggest, is that you look for moving water. Even animals prefer to drink moving water. That's why whenever people purchase like those water fountains for their dogs or their cats, the dogs and the cats prefer that over just a bowl of water, because even animals know, hey, I'm less likely to get some horrible waterborne illness if I'm drinking moving water. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking something to the effect of, yeah, but if I'm stranded, I'm going to have to drink what I have to drink. And that is true. But what I'm trying to clarify here, what I'm trying to get across is, there's this thing called the rule of threes, okay? And this is kind of the rule that they use to kind of govern a search and rescue effort. If somebody goes missing in the woods or is lost in the woods, when they decide when it's time to stop walking around the woods shouting the guy's name, and when it's time to change over to body recovery and bring out the corpse dogs, that's usually based off of the rule of threes, which is 3 minutes without oxygen and you pass out and you die. 3 hours of exposure to extreme elements, you die. 3 days without water, 3 days to dehydrate, then you die. And 3 weeks without food. This is kind of your typical standard of how much a human body can actually endure before, dying. So, you have time. If you're in the woods and you're looking for a place to drink, you can keep on moving, and you will have time to find a clean source of drinking water. As a matter of fact, that might be your first priority if you think you're going to be out there for the long haul. Because why build a shelter and then realize, oh, wait, there's nothing to drink here. You know what I mean? So what you're going to kind of want to do is you're going to try to find a stream, a river, a creek, something moving. Like I said, your last priority would be trying to drink from a puddle or from a tire or something like that. So I feel using that kind of common sense and, you know, along with a LifeStraw could probably greatly aid in your ability to not die of dehydration or dysentery, which is something I'm going to get into here. Because, you know, speaking of dysentery, here we have water. I don't know if you can see the particulates in there. Now, for the sake of full disclosure, I do want to be 100% clear. I didn't just go out into the woods and scoop this out of a puddle or a tire or something like that. This is safe organic matter from within the kitchen that I found, namely a granola bar that I mashed up. And the reasoning why I did that is it's because I'm not trying to prove that the LifeStraw will prevent me from getting sick. It's because I'm trying to prove that the LifeStraw will filter that content. The content doesn't have to be toxic for me to be able to tell, hey, I have chunks of something in my mouth. And that's kind of what I was going for with this test, is this is more a proof of concept of it as an actual filter. But the straw itself is supposed to prevent people from getting, like, waterborne illnesses, from what I've been reading. You know, because I kind of read through the instructions, and I also, you know, I looked up information online and stuff like that to try to get a good idea of what I would be doing with this thing. Now, before you use it, it says in the instructions that you're supposed to prime the filter by just letting it set in liquid for 20 seconds. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on that little timer above there until it reaches 20 more seconds. For me, the timer is up here. For you, the timer will be down in one of these respective corners. But I'm just going to kind of let it set in there and do its thing and get primed up. And then I'm going to attempt to drink that nasty granola water. And again, like I said, you know, I know some people are going to consider that kind of a comp out because I just didn't, you know, find a puddle full of antifreeze and dog piss. But I don't want dysentery. I just don't want dysentery. It's a horrible death. Way worse than dying of dehydration, arguably. Alright, it's been about 20 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give her a go, and fingers crossed. I don't remember specifically who I ordered this from on Amazon, but fingers crossed this isn't some kind of nasty, terrible prank, and it'll actually filter this stuff and not get me sick or kill me. Here goes nothing. Oh, here. It worked. I was able to get water to it. I was just trying to blow it back out again. Huh. I'm going to have to rinse this off really good before I put this in my go bag. But yeah. Yeah, it seemed like it worked. It tasted like water. Had a bit of a plasticky kind of aftertaste to it. But aside from that, I would think that I should have been able to taste like sugar and other dissolved solids in that water, but I didn't. I couldn't taste anything except for the kind of that like I said, now I've got kind of a bit of a plasticky aftertaste in my mouth. But yeah, I mean, all of the packaging seems legit. I'm pretty sure this is the real actual LifeStraw. It came in this bag, and it came with pretty legit looking instructions that, you know, kind of fold up neatly into a little square. So it tells you how to use it and stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with this. And it's supposed to filter, it said in the instruction, or it says on the packaging, it's supposed to filter out 99.999999, that's 6 nines, percent of bacteria, including E. coli. It also removes 99.999, that's 99.39% of protozoa, including Cryptosporidium and Giardia, if I'm pronouncing that right. It filters 4,000 liters, aka 1,000 gallons, before it needs replaced, and it meets the U.S. EPA drinking water standards. So, I mean, this all seems pretty legit. Like, I think I got the real deal product. And yeah, I mean, from my initial little test here, it actually worked. What I did notice is, you know, if you remember, I had it filled fairly full there, and when I was sucking, it took in a lot of water into the straw before any of the water started actually hitting my mouth. So there was definitely some kind of like a process happening in there as I was sucking it through. It was taking a lot of water in to then filter out. I'm going to try to clean this thing out before I put it in my go bag again, like I was saying, just because I don't want a dirty, nasty LifeStraw in my go bag. I don't want to use something to try to protect me from getting sick that's going to turn around and make me sick. So, anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. This is my first of my product reviews where I just wanted to kind of try something out. I wanted to show you how it works so you have an idea of what to expect if you purchase one for your bug out bag. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, you're you, I'm me. Keep it brutal.